Yo guys, what is going down? It is MC Noble here. Welcome back to another video. Today's video, I thought I would make a video and explain to you guys exactly how I set up all of my music equipment to get the audio through my speakers and when I do my live streams through Facebook, etc. and YouTube and stuff. Now, it can look quite daunting and confusing when you see like a mixer and you're wondering like where does everything go, what wire does what, and I'm going to explain that in today's video. So first off, I use a program called Open Broadcast Software, shortened down the name OBS, and this is a wicked program. It is free to download, however you do need a pretty decent speed on your PC to be able to run it and get it to work. And essentially you can stream to different platforms through this program, such as YouTube, Facebook, and you can also go to other websites as well if you copy the website URL. So essentially this program just allows you to create cool things like custom backgrounds. So this is the one I've sort of set up at the moment. So I've got logos and things on the screen. I've added a little webcam camera which is pointing to my decks, so when I'm live mixing people can see what I'm doing on the decks and stuff as well, and they can actually see me mixing. I've got like some little like playing the best rave music which is scrolling across. You can do a lot of cool things with OBS, and I'm only actually sort of touching the surface with it, if you like. And then down here you've got all of your sort of like audio outputs and stuff like that. So basically there's audio input capture 2, there's desktop audio, there's video capture device 2, and there's also a mic and aux audio as well. So essentially what you want to do when you are going live on Facebook streaming your music and DJing is you want people to just be able to hear the audio. So if you're playing a track on your deck, you want them to hear that track crystal clear for the ear. A bad stream, and I know this because I've streamed like this before, is where you will just have like background noise and you can hear like people talking in the background and people knocking on your door. It sounds very professional, the music sounds rubbish, and it won't, you know, boost your views up doing live streams that way. Now with the Open Broadcast server you can actually plug a direct feed into your laptop or computer, which will mean whatever comes from your decks will basically come out of the PC into the stream, and that's what I'm going to show you in this video as well. So we've got the audio input capture 2 here, and that is my audio. So if I play something from my decks, there will basically be a level that plays here. Now the desktop audio underneath, that's disabled, so essentially like if my PC goes off, like for whatever reason, if I get a notification, it just means that the OBS won't pick up the desktop audio, so like message sounds, amplification sounds and stuff. However, I can still hear that coming through, and I have to turn something down on my mixer, which I will explain as well. And also mic and aux is just something else that is best to disable as well. And also you want to disable this as well, which is just basically the video capture. So basically it just disables the sound that's coming out of the camera, the webcam, which would also create like an echo and background noise. So essentially you just want the audio that's going to come from your mixer into the OBS. So anything that's coming through the mixer will come straight to the OBS. So that's OBS. I mean, I could make a video, you know, explaining this more, but I'm just sort of more gonna show like where I plug my wires and stuff like this. So we've got my Numark 6-channel M6 4-channel mixer, sorry, and I've got my two Numark MDX 500s. Now on the back of these you will see there is the mains lead, and there's a RCA cable, a red and a white. There's one basically on both CDJs, and we've got 4 channels on the mixer. So basically what I do is I obviously decide which channel on the mixer I want the decks to basically come through. So if I want deck 1 to come into channel 1, I can set it so when I move this volume fader up and down, it will display audio. Now with deck 2, I can have it as channel 2, I can have it as channel 3. Now I actually have it as channel 3, and I'll tell you for why. Now I actually have channel 2 set as my PC audio. So I've got an RCA cable, which is this black and red one here. By the way, black just basically does the same as what a white RCA lead does. And it basically runs all the way to my PC tower and comes into my headphone port. So if I watch something on YouTube, or I'm playing anything, any music, just through the PC, and I turn this volume fader up, it just basically means that what I'm doing on the PC, so you know, if I'm working on FL or something, it will come through the mixer and it will send a signal to the speaker, and I'll hear what I'm doing through the speaker. And this is why I was saying earlier in the video that I have this down when I'm streaming, because basically if I get like notifications on the PC, they will then come through again. So disabling that desktop audio does disable it, but because I've got another feed coming from the PC, it's basically giving me that sound back. So if I just turn the volume fader down, I won't basically have that. So I've got a master output on the back of the 4-channel mixer, and this is again a red and a black RCA cable, and it basically comes from my speaker. So the back of my speaker, I've got this little RCA input here, and I just have a wire that runs from here, and it just goes into the master of the mixer. So whatever's coming to the mixer will go back to the speaker, and the speaker will display it, and this is the master volume. So this would make the speakers louder, the speakers quieter, and I do also have a volume for the speakers as well. And then here is my record output on the mixer. So basically I've got another RCA cable that runs here, and that runs into the back of my PC. So when I'm live streaming, this is what gives me the direct audio. So basically the line in is literally set from the back of my PC to the mixer. So I've got a direct line in feed of the music coming into the PC, which is coming into the OBS, which is sending a signal back out to the live stream. So when I'm going live, if I'm live and I'm in the middle of spinning a tune, basically I get a knock at my door for whatever reason, or someone comes up to talk to me, you know, the people who are watching the live stream, they're just going to hear the continuous music, and that is essentially what you want to be doing. So that's where my line in goes, and you put it in the record output. And you do also have like some booth stuff as well, which I don't actually mess around and touch, because I know that if I put my line in straight into the record output on this mixer, it will give me that direct feed. And finally, last but not least, on here I have my microphone input. So channel 4 on this mixer can actually also be a microphone input as well, for an aux cable. So the big jack for a microphone can come into channel 4. So essentially, if I'm going live and say someone locks in and they say hello, I can just literally shout them out and say, you know, thank you for locking in, and they won't hear my voice that way. But as soon as I turn the microphone off, and if I'm talking to somebody in the room, the people watching the live, they're not going to hear that. They'll only hear what comes through this microphone, which is a very clever way of doing it, really. And it's a good way for streaming too, because you've got a nice clear voice when you're shouting somebody out. But you know, and especially another good thing as well, if you blast in a tune and you absolutely love it and you want to have a sing song, no one's going to actually hear your dreadful singing if you're not a good singer. And I know this myself, because I can put a song on, and I know on my Monday's radio show I was singing my heart out to a song, and I actually did record a video to send it to a friend, and I listened back, and yeah, I wish I hadn't recorded the video. But that's where my mic input goes, and essentially this is a RCA, not RCA, sorry, an XLR input for another mic. So you could plug a second microphone in as well, and that would also come just out when you have a microphone turned on your live stream, and because of this line in basically. So the line in allows anything that's coming through this mixer to be picked up by the OBS. So if I had the volume up for this mic that would be plugged into here, you would hear it. If I had it turned down, you obviously wouldn't hear it. And essentially I then have my headphone port here, which is just so I can hear myself for mixing the tracks and stuff like that. And that is more or less really how I do it. And then all the mains and stuff, they just go, obviously, as I'm sure people would know, into a trailing socket, a plug socket on the wall. And also this wire here, I cannot remember for the life of me what they're called, but basically it goes to, from this speaker, it goes to the other speaker, and that's how I get sound coming out of both speakers. Now with this second speaker, which is actually quite clever, is I could actually get another one of these speakers on their own. I could have another wire that would run from that speaker to another speaker, and I could have the audio coming out of 3 separate speakers. Which, you know, you might do that in a nightclub. I wouldn't obviously do it in a house because it would just be too loud. And I think you can also plug some certain disco lights as well from that output, and you'll have like the disco lights going in rhythm, going in time with the music. I do have a disco light somewhere, and I do believe there is an output on the back that would actually allow my music to go in time with the you know, with the beats of the music. So anyway people, that is more or less how I set everything up for live streaming. If you do have like a DJ controller and not CDJs, the process is very much still similar. You know, you plug a line in, go into your PC, that's how you get the streaming audio. I hope that helped everybody out. Like, comment, share. Peace out people.